Good morning, fellow truth seekers. Today is Wednesday, September 24th, 2014. If you take the numerology of today's date, it is 9 plus 24 plus 14, which sums to 47. Already this morning, the President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama, gave a speech at the United Nations focusing on two main things: terrorism and the spread of Ebola and infectious disease. He's calling for a greater world effort against both of these threats of the day, if you will. What I want to talk about is the United Nations and how it's a gang of 33. Some of the evidence is right here on the screen in front of us. If you take the time to count the number of spaces in the United Nations, there are 33 spaces. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quadrants. Each quadrant has 4 spaces in it. 8 times 4 is 32, and then there's this one extra space in the middle. This screen's blurry, so it's hard to make it out, but if you look up the symbol online, it's easier to count. This middle space is the 33rd space right in the middle, and that's not it for 33 in the United Nations. It was established, the charter date for it was June 26th, 1945. If you do 6 plus 2 plus 6 plus 1 plus 9 plus 4 plus 5 for the date, it sums to 33. The man who established the United Nations was named Cordell Hull. And here, let me put up the math. For you. So, we got the date, and then here's the name. C is the third letter. O is the 15th. 1 plus 5 becomes 6. R is the 18th letter. 1 plus 8 becomes 9. D is the 4th. E is the 5th. L is the 12th. 1 plus 2 becomes 3. If you sign up the whole name Cordell, it sums to 33, just like the charter date. The name Hull sums to 17. It also has the curious coding of the triple threes. 17 is a prime number. It's also a number associated with God and Zeus. We went over the symbol of 33 parts. The man, Cordell Hull, went to Cumberland University, one of the nation's oldest law schools in Tennessee. The gematria of Cumberland is 39. The United Nations in New York City is 39 floors tall. The abbreviation NY sums to 39. The word New York also sums to 39 using the two methods of gematria. The word empire equals 39. What I want to show, now that we've established how the United Nations is this creation of the 33, just like so many other things, is I just want to show a little bit of Obama's speech this morning and show you what a speech also crafted from the 33 looks like.
We choose hope over fear. We see the future not as something out of our control, but as something we can shape for the better through concerted and collective effort.
Okay, so real quick, I just want to interrupt. We choose hope over fear. That's his opening line. I want you to recall that Obama is the 44th president. 44th president. He was elected on November 4th, 2008. 11-4. It's interesting, isn't it? The words kill in gematria equal 44. The word cancer equals 44. The word hepatitis equals 44. The word E. coli equals 44. The full name for E. coli sums to 88, another curious number. And the word hope, which Obama ran on, also sums to 44. All the math's up here for this. And none of this stuff's an accident. His main quote from this speech was that he wants to end the cancer of violent extremism. All right, let's continue with the speech.
We reject fatalism or cynicism when it comes to human affairs. We choose to work for the world as it should be, as our children deserve it to be. I have made it clear that America will not base our entire foreign policy on reacting to terrorism. Instead, we've waged a focused campaign against Al-Qaeda and its associated forces, taking out their leaders, denying them the safe havens they rely on. At the same time, we have reaffirmed.
You know, the whole time Obama's been president, running for president, I've never been impressed with his words the same way other people are. Did you hear what he said? We're not going to focus on terrorism, we're going to focus on Al-Qaeda? I thought Al-Qaeda was a terrorism network. I mean, nothing this man ever says makes sense.
Again and again, that the United States is not and never will be at war with Islam. First, The terrorist group known as ISIL must be degraded and ultimately destroyed. In this effort, we do not act alone, nor do we intend to send U.S. troops to occupy foreign lands. Instead, we will support Iraqis and Syrians fighting to reclaim their communities. We will use our military might in a campaign of airstrikes to roll back ISIL. We will train and equip forces fighting against these terrorists on the ground. We will work to cut off their financing and to stop the flow of fighters into and out of the region. And already over 40 nations have offered to join this coalition. Today I ask the world to join in this effort. Second, it is time for the world, especially Muslim communities, to explicitly, forcefully, and consistently reject the ideology of organizations like Al-Qaeda and ISIL. Third, we must address the cycle of conflict, especially sectarian conflict, that creates the conditions that terrorists prey upon. My fourth and final point is a simple one. The countries of the Arab and Muslim world must focus on the extraordinary potential of their people, especially the youth. And at this crossroads, I can promise you that the United States of America will not be distracted or deterred from what must be done. We are heirs to a proud legacy of freedom, and we're prepared to do what is necessary to secure that legacy for generations to come. I ask that you join us in this common mission for today's children and tomorrow's.
Want to dig into those?
Okay, so just remember, today's date was 9/24/14, has a numerology of 47. You could say the date, 9 plus 24, also has this 33 association. Obama gave his last major speech about ISIS on a date with a numerology of 33 also, which is in the video blog. So I'm just showing you that's how they script these. That's why Obama gave the speech today. The reason it's at the UN, it's all about these numbers. It's just aligning the numbers, aligning the hoax. So hope you learned something. Thanks.